here now. That's great. We had a few kids we had to wait for, and we're even going to have some special guests this afternoon. Good afternoon, boys and girls. How are we today? Welcome to Sesame Street's Safety Show. I'm J.B. Anderson, and I'll be your guest speaker for this afternoon, trying to tell you all about the safety things we're going to show you this afternoon. We have some very special guests with us today, and they're going to talk to you about safety as well. And teachers, before you leave today, make sure you get your packets if you didn't get them this morning. If you had a morning group, they also have the packets already. There were 3 schools that missed packets. I will bring them to you. Check with us after the program. I'll take care of that for you. Boys and girls, how many of you here rode in an automobile today? A bunch of you? Did you use your seat belts? Yeah. Very good. Do you use your seat belts all the time? Yeah. It's very important to use seat belts. Seat belts are kind of special, though. Seat belts just sit in your car, not doing anything, until you decide to make them click. And then you have to make them work, don't you? That makes them kind of special. They just sit there until you make them click. As a matter of fact, there are a couple of guys on television all the time reminding you to buckle up. Have you guys seen Vince and Larry, the seatbelt dummies? Yeah! Well, guess who came by today to remind you about using seatbelts? That's right, the crash dummies are here today for you to learn about seatbelt safety, and also for you to remind mom and dad to buckle up. As a matter of fact, next time you get in a car with your mom or dad or a grown-up, all you have to do is say one simple thing. Show me you love me. Buckle up. Can you remember that? Yeah! Well, I tell you what, right now I'm going to bring 2 of our very special guests out on stage for them to talk to you about safety belts. Are we ready for Vince and Larry? Yeah! Let's give a big round of applause for Vince and Larry, the seatbelt dummies.
Hello, everybody. I'm Vince, the safety belt spokes dummy. Hey, my partner Larry will be here right after he finishes parking the car. Sounds like he found a place. We've been asked to drop by and talk about safety belts. Hey, and who knows more about safety belts than a crash test dummy?
Vince, I found a great place right by the back door.
Yeah, the one between the pickup and motorhome? You only had about this much room.
I knew it was going to be a tight squeeze, but you'd be surprised where a car will fit when you get it up to about 50.
Uh-huh. Sounded like it.
Know what else?
What's that?
When you hit a parked car going 50, your head will fit in the glove box.
I told you. Now, where was I?
Talking about safety belts.
Oh, yeah. For years, me and Larry have demonstrated how safety belts save lives.
We've eaten steering wheels.
Lost our teeth with fan belts.
Impersonated a hood ornament.
And for what?
Like you said, Vince, to try and convince people to buckle their safety belts.
But thousands still keep dying every year because they don't take a couple of seconds to buckle up. You know, it's enough to make me want out of the crash dummy business altogether.
But Vince, you can never get out of the crash dummy business altogether.
Yeah, good point.
And besides, it's a great job. Come to think of it, I'd give an arm and a leg to keep my job.
Well, last year you gave 3 arms and 6 legs, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you something. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening. Did you know that most of the people could have just walked away from the accident if they'd been wearing a safety belt?
But, Vince, if we can convince just one person to buckle up, just one, then don't you think all those windshield sandwiches would have been worth eating?
Yeah, you're driving home a good point.
I know what you could use right now.
What's that?
Imagine this. A subcompact barreling head-on at a cement mixer at, say, 55. And old Vince, the man who made taking out a telephone pole in our form, is behind the wheel.
Of the subcompact?
You got it, mi amigo.
Yeah, that's a pretty tempting offer.
And just think, when you fly through that windshield, it could convince someone to buckle up.
I can taste the gravel now. Count me in.
That's the spirit.
And remember to buckle your safety belt every time you get in a car.
And remind everyone you're riding with to do the same thing.
Take it from us dummies. It's the smart thing to do.
Ready to get back to the track?
You betcha. Want to grab something to eat in the way?
Nah, I'm on a crash diet.
A crash diet. Come on, guys. Big round of applause for Vince and Larry. Crash diet. Whoa. You know, boys and girls, these guys have been talking about safety with seatbelts for a long time, but did you know they could dance and sing? Is it true you all have a new song out about safety and buckle up? Come on, guys.
Does a crash dummy munch metal? Huh? Does it? Huh? Does it?
Want to hear some of it?
Of course he does.
We are the dummies, crashing on through, busting our heads just for you.
My name is Vince. The job makes me sore. If you'd buckle up, I wouldn't do it no more.
They call me Larry. I'm a dummy too. When you don't buckle up, the dummy is you. Buckle that belt.
Oh, what a great dance and a song. Did you like that, boys and girls? Hey, good job, guys. A great message. Buckle up. Remember, all you have to do is say, show me you love me. Buckle up. That's pretty good, guys. Thanks. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the boys and girls before you leave today?
I felt if we could convince just one person to buckle up, just one, then all those crash tests would have been worth it.
I think so, too, and all of them will be worthwhile. Let's leave the boys and girls with one more last thought about buckle up. What do you think, guys?
Buckle your safety belt every time you get in a car.
Hey, take it from us dummies. It's the smart thing to do.
And they're smart, aren't they, boys and girls? They're learning to buckle up. Big round of applause for Vince and Larry. They'll be back later on to talk to us about safety. Okay. Remember we said the seat belts, you had to make them work? There's something else you have to do to make it work, too. Who knows what this is? This is our nose. What do we do with our nose? We smell. Well, at nighttime, when we go to sleep like this... Oh, I'm sorry, I got to do the show. When we go to sleep at night, our nose breathes, but it can't smell. So we have to have something in our house, in case there's a fire, to smell for us. Who knows what it is? Everybody say it together. A smoke detector. Very good. The smoke detector is very important to us because it sits there all night long going, nope, I don't smell anything. Uh-oh, I smell smoke. And what does it do? It makes a sound to wake us up. But it's just like a seatbelt. Once it makes a sound, we have to know what to do. And when the smoke detector goes off, we have to roll off of our bed. We go on our hands and knees and crawl to the door, and we keep our door closed to help keep the smoke out. We take the back of our hand, and we feel the door to see if it's hot. If the door's hot, would we open it? No, the fire could be on the other side. So we have to plan 2 ways out of every home in our house. Every room in our house. 2 ways out. So tonight when you go home, sit down at the dinner table with the grown-ups and say, gee, you know, the firefighters came today and told us we needed a smoke detector in our house. And you all can get a smoke detector, don't you? Does everybody have one? Okay, if you don't have a smoke detector, you know what you do? You tell Mom and Dad to go get you one. And if they won't get one, you know what you do then? Tell Grandma and Grandpa, they buy you everything. Okay? We'll get a smoke detector in your house. Now, I have a friend of mine that's going to talk to us about smoke detectors. I'm going to ask the firefighters to come out here. We're going to walk around and let you see a smoke detector and hear its talk. And a friend of ours from Sesame Street, Prairie Dawn, will sing a song to us about smoke detectors. Okay, Prairie Dawn.
Smoke detectors sound this way. That's how smoke detectors say. There could be a fire somewhere around. That's what they mean when they make this sound. Hear that? Remember, when you hear this sound, it could be there's a fire around. Ask the grown-ups, they'll tell you what you're supposed to do. Here it comes again. Smoke detectors in your house. Keep it quiet as a mouse. Unless smoke or fire gets them to shout. That's what they do so that you'll find out. I hope you have one in your house.
You have one in your house? Yeah! Okay. That's good. Now we've got our smoke detectors in our house. We've got seat belts to keep us safe in our car. But more importantly, we have to recognize 2 very, very special people who have come to us today, courtesy of the Capitol Center and the Patriot Center in Washington and Baltimore, and today's special guest to talk to you about safety. Here they come, boys and girls. I think you'll recognize them. Bert and Ernie!
Oh, look at this. Oh, what a mess. Oh, Ernie. Oh, brother. I can't believe this. Oh. Ernie is such a messy guy. It seems like all I ever do is pick up after him. Boy, am I ever going to speak to him when he gets home. He should have been back hours ago.
Bert! Oh, Bert! Bert!
What?
Bert, there's a giant monster out there, Bert.
Ernie, no, wait, cut it off. What are you talking about?
Bert, I'm not kidding, Bert. He was really scary.
Ernie, calm down.
Well, he had one big eye and a big funny hat, and Bert, he had an axe, Bert!
What? An axe?
Yes, Bert! And a gigantic special coat and a big tank on his back, and he had huge boots.
Ernie, wait. Now, where did you see this monster?
Well, he's right outside, right near the fire truck, Bert.
Ah, well, that's what I thought. Ernie, that was no monster.
It wasn't?
No, that was a firefighter in his firefighting uniform.
A firefighter?
Yeah.
Oh, don't kid me, Bert, old buddy. I know a firefighter when I see one. They wear blue uniforms with badges and cute little hats.
Well, that's right, Ernie. But when they have to go out and put out fires, they wear a different uniform. They wear the big hat, so if anything falls on them, it won't hurt their heads.
Well, look, Bert, he's coming.
It's okay.
Well, what about that special coat, Bert?
Well, he's coming out to give a visual demonstration. Now, see, notice. Thank you. They wear special coats so they won't get all wet, and the boots, too. And they carry an axe in case they have to get into a place that's locked.
Yeah? Well, what about the tank and the one big eye, Bert?
Ernie, that big eye, see, it's part of a face mask they wear. And the tank has fresh air in it so they can breathe in smoky places. Ernie, you saw a firefighter in his firefighting uniform. See, it's called a turnout suit. Thank you very much.
Gee, Bert, I'm feeling pretty silly. Imagine me thinking my friend the firefighter was a monster just because he changed his clothes.
Larry, but now you understand, don't you? The firefighter isn't a monster. He's a good friend. And if you're ever in a fire, you should listen to him and do what he says.
Well, I sure will, Bert. I'll do whatever he says.
That's good, Ernie.
I'll see you, Bert, old buddy.
Ernie, wait. Where are you going? You've got to clean up your mess.
Well, I'm going to find the firefighter, Bert.
Why?
To see if I can go trick-or-treating with him next Halloween. Boy, what a nifty costume, Bert.
Ernie.
Oh, good grief. Ernie. My heavens. Big round of applause for Bert and Ernie. Whoa. Hey, Ernie, come on back, guy. Oh, come on back here. You don't have to be scared of those firefighters, do they? Good job, guys. Let's talk about those firefighters for just a minute. I'm going to get firefighter Fred to come back out here, and while he does, we're going to have a couple other firefighters out in front coming out on the stage with us. Don't be worried. He's not even a monster. Matter of fact, he's going to be kind of funny when he gets done. He's going to look like bananas and marshmallows and blueberry. He's just going to kind of look funny. Come on out here, Fred. Everybody give firefighter Fred a big round of applause. Okay. As I have firefighter Fred showing us all the equipment here, 3 of the firefighters down in front will put their gear on as well, and they're going to come out in the audience and shake hands with you in just a moment, just to show you that they're just ordinary people under here. First of all, like Bert was saying, he's okay, isn't he? He's just a friend. You can shake hands with him. Shake hands with him before he puts all his gear on. All right. Now, don't worry, Ernie. He's cool. First of all, firefighter Fred, I'm going to get him to come up front here just a minute. Stand right up there, Fred, up on the edge so they can see you. Something kind of special here. Right in the front, they have special boots. Now, they might wear these big rubber boots with special steel and stuff on the insides and on the bottom. That helps protect their feet from nails and glass and things. Some of them even wear special shoes now that look a little bit like regular boots. Firefighter Wayne, could you hold one of your boots up just a second? There's the boot that the firefighters sometimes wear as well as the regular firefighters' boots. These are new, and many firefighters are now wearing them. But irregardless, they just help protect his feet. And while they put their boots on, they have to put on special pants. The special pants are made of a material that won't burn in the fire, so that they don't have to worry about stop, drop, and roll. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So their clothes won't catch fire. Isn't that neat? Now, they're having to wear red suspenders. You know why they wear red suspenders? Hold his pants up. That's all. It's just a silly joke. Ernie, they don't come in green. Sorry about that. Well, they wear special pants and boots, and then they have to put a special coat on. Now, their firefighter coat is like the pants. It's made of a special thing that won't burn. While he's putting his coat on, where's our Nomex hood? Where do we get that? In there. There we go. While firefighter Fred puts his coat on, most of the firefighters will always put this on as well. This is kind of special, too. Sometimes you see race car drivers wear it. See this? Covers up his head and his ears and neck. Teenage Mutant Ninja Firefighter? Pizza! All right. They put this special marshmallow hood on to help protect their head and their ears and their neck. Now, as you see, they look like a big yellow banana to start with. And then he's going to put this marshmallow on his head. He'll look a little different. And once he puts the marshmallow hood on his head, he'll slip it back over because he has to put a special thing on his face to help him breathe. Everybody go like this, go. What did we breathe? Air, that's right. Can we breathe air and smoke if it was a room full of smoke? No, neither can the firefighters, neither can Bert and Ernie. So the firefighters wear a special yellow tank on their back. That's this thing that firefighter Fred and the other firefighters are putting on. And when they put this special tank on, they'll have air that they can breathe. Inside the little yellow bottle, they've squeezed some air. And that allows them to breathe. But they've got to get the air from here to their face. Yeah, Bert, you have fun with that? Who does he look like? What guy from Sesame Street? Mr. Snuffleupagus. Remember Snuffy?
Hi there. How are you today? Can you talk through your nose? I'm talking through my nose.
He looks like a big elephant, doesn't he? Could you hold that for firefighter Fred there, Bert? Or they might put on a different mask. Some of them wear a mask like this, and he look like Porky the Pig. So they might be a pig, or they might be an elephant, but they have to put this special mask on. Then they'll put their marshmallow hood up over top of it. Let's give firefighter Fred his mask. Ernie, you still like this, don't you? Isn't this neat? Boy, I'm telling you, you cannot have this for next Halloween. So he'll put his mask on. So the big yellow banana with the little banana on his back and the marshmallow head, who has a face that looks like either an elephant or a pig, is almost ready to go in and fight a fire. Then he'll put his marshmallow hood up to cover his head up. Now, the firefighters have to have a helmet on their head. And different... Thank you. Have to protect my head so I don't get hurt, don't I? Well, the firefighter who's protecting his head will wear a different type of helmet. He might have a white hat like that one. That could be someone who's in charge and tells the other firefighters what to do. They could be fighting the fire inside and have a black hat or perhaps a yellow hat. Just like that. Firefighter Mike has a yellow one. Well, those guys both go inside and fight the fires, and they even drive the fire trucks and ambulances to calls. Or they could have a red hat. And this red hat is usually a firefighter who's going to school, just like you do, to learn how to be a good firefighter. There are even blue hats out there. And a lot of those people are emergency medical people. They can help you when there's an emergency. They drive the ambulances. Or they may have a hat just like one of these. But the colored hats are all the same. They're helmets to protect their head. Then they'll hook their air up, and they're going to sound kind of funny. Let's listen to firefighter Fred. Hear him? That's him breathing air out of this little yellow tank. I'm going to let the firefighters walk out in the audience and shake hands with a few boys and girls. And while we're at it, Bert and Ernie, how about if you go with the firefighters and we'll bring one or two boys and girls back up stage, and we're going to talk to them about something else they can do to make themselves safe. Can you do that? Okay, guys, go ahead, Ernie. Go get a firefighter. Okay. We're going to get future fire and rescue people from right out of the audience, and we're going to talk about stop, drop, and roll. Now, firefighter Fred even has blueberries for his hands. See this? Those are the special gloves they wear. They don't burn either. Okay, and I'm going to get a couple of firefighters to come back up on stage with some children from the audience to talk about something to do if our clothes catch fire. Here they come. Bert and Ernie are going to bring some of them up stage. And we're going to talk about what to do if our clothes catch fire. There we go. You stand right there. I'm going to get a couple of more to come up here. And we're going to practice something very special. This is all about stop, drop, and roll. If we ever get too close to a fire where our clothes might catch fire and start to burn, we don't want to run, do we? We want to remember to stop right where we are, drop down on the ground, and roll over and over and over like a log. Yes?
I'm glad I found you. You've got a phone call.
I can't take a phone call. I'm doing a television show right now.
Well, it sounded kind of important.
Important phone call?
I don't know who it is, but I'll tell you what. This is the grouchiest person I've ever heard.
Grouchy? I better talk to this guy. See that? Yes. Hello, Oscar. You're stuck.
Do you know what you should do if your clothes catch on fire?
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Oscar. We were talking about doing stop, drop, and roll. And you're stuck on the Beltway and you can't get here because of the traffic. Well, maybe we can talk to the boys about stop, drop, and roll. What can you tell the boys and girls about stop, drop, and roll, Oscar? Is there anything special?
You gotta stop right where you are, drop on the floor, and roll over and over. That'll put the fire out before it can hurt you.
That's right. Did you hear that, boys and girls? That's what we were just talking about. Stop right where you are, drop down on the ground, roll over and over, and we cover our face with our hands real tight, just like this. Let's see some of the boys and girls practice. Oscar, can you do us a song for stop, drop, and roll while we're here? That'd be neat.
Remember, stop, drop, and roll over and over.
Let's do it, boys and girls. Let's stop,
Or
drop,
to
and
put it
roll.
another way, you gotta
Stop, drop, and roll. Roll down on the ground. Roll over and over. Keep rolling. Here we go.
drop and roll.
Sing with us, boys and girls.
Drop and roll.
Don't run. Just drop and roll.
Tell your mama and your papa and everyone you know. Tell your sisters and your brothers and everyone you know to take the time to learn how to stop, drop, and roll. You gotta stop, drop, and roll.
Put
You
together.
gotta stop, drop, and roll. You gotta stop, drop, and roll. You gotta stop, drop, and roll.
Don't run.
Just drop and roll.
Good.
If your clothes catch fire, do the things I say. If your clothes catch fire, better do the things I say. So listen to me, 'cause there's no better way. You gotta stop, drop and roll. 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 Don't run, just drop and roll. Don't run, just drop and roll. Listen to what I tell you now. Don't run, just drop and roll.
Big round of applause for Bert and Ernie doing stop, drop, and roll, and all the young boys and girls that helped us out. Okay, very good. Oh, boy, stop, drop, and roll. Bert, Ernie, thank you for coming out and helping us with stop, drop, and roll. You're not scared of the firefighter, are you? He's your friend. Give him a big hug. All right. Bert, thank you. Appreciate that. Boys and girls, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Oscar. Hey, thanks for calling, buddy. I've got to get off the phone. I've got a show to finish doing out here. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Say bye to Oscar, boys and girls. All right. Woo! Boy, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? All right. Well, so far we've learned that we have to make our seatbelts click. We have to check our smoke detector when we go home tonight. Get one of the grown-ups in the house to make a sound so you can hear what it sounds like. And everybody has a smoke detector, right? Okay, make sure you get one in the house. And then Bert and Ernie and Oscar just taught us how to do stop, drop, and roll, and we've learned 2 ways out of our house. And the only thing we've got to learn yet now is, oh, there goes the bells. Must be somebody else coming up on stage. I have another special friend of mine here who's going to be with us to talk in just a few minutes. Matter of fact, a lot of our firefighters and all will be out in just a few minutes to talk about how to report an emergency. But what's that noise back there? What? Sparky! Oh, Sparky the fire dog. Hi. Sparky, what's the matter, buddy? Did you burn your paw? You burnt your paw. You touched something that was hot? Is it hot? The light? Oh, the light was hot, and you touched one of the lights. Ooh, that could hurt, couldn't it? Ooh. Well, the thing about a burn is we have to cool it in cool water. Maybe I get one of my rescue helpers. Rescue helper, come here. Here comes Mark. He's got some water. Let's put that cold water. That's right. See that, boys? Oh. Does it feel better now, Sparky? Sparky's putting his paw in cold water. Because if we ever touch something that's hot and it hurts, we have to put it in cold water, don't we? Yeah. See, that helps take the hot part out of our skin and make it feel better. It might not take all the hurt away, but we have to do that. And then you know what we do? We have to go tell a grown-up so they can decide whether we need to call an ambulance to help us out or take us to a doctor. Firefighter Mark, you're one of the rescue squad people. Would you make sure he gets to somebody, check his paw up? Sparky, thank you for coming by. I know you can't shake with that paw, but let's take it back. Keep it in the cold water, okay? Thanks, Sparky. Say bye, Sparky. Okay. Wow. So what do we do if we get a burn? Put it in cold water? All right. We're learning a lot today. Well, we've learned seat belts, we've learned smoke detectors, 2 ways out of our house, stop, drop, and roll, how to cool a burn. The only thing we have to talk about now is something very, very important. There's a special number you can call to get a firefighter or a police officer or a rescue person anywhere in Loudoun County. What number is it? That number right there, 911. My firefighter friend here is holding up the poster that says 911. Now, some of us may have a telephone that looks like this with the buttons. So everybody needs to know that 9 is right there and 1 is right there. And then if we need 911, we call for help by dialing 911, don't we? Now, some of us might have a phone like this that has the little dial. Looks a little different, doesn't it? But we still have a 9 and a 1. And that's the numbers we dial to get 911. And when you call on the telephone for help, you'll have somebody special. It's a guy called a dispatcher. A guy or gal at the other end of the phone, one of the ladies and gentlemen that work in our central office, will answer the phone and they'll say, 911 emergency, what do you need? And they're going to want to know exactly what your emergency is. So you tell them right away, I need a policeman or a fireman or a rescue squad or an ambulance, and then they'll take some special information. They need to know exactly where you live. So when you go home tonight, make sure you check with the grown-ups in your house and tell them to make sure you have a specific address, not a box number. We can't send a fire truck to box 66, can we? Can't mail them. So we need a road name or a road number to go with it. And a lot of roads and names are being changed now. And after they'd ask you that, they're going to know your name and telephone number you called from. And when they find out all that, they will take and send you a fire truck, an ambulance, or a police car to help you. Now, in Loudoun County, there's something kind of special. We have fire and rescue all over the county, and they're all the same. They're all volunteers. But we do have some very special police officers. I'm going to ask Deputy Ed Pfeiffer from the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department to come on out here with his friend, McGruff. Big round of applause for McGruff. Hi, McGruff. How are you today?
Terrified out of crime.
Yeah. Well, McGruff is here, and we want to talk to you that if you're not near a telephone to call for help, maybe walking home or to a friend's house, there are some special buildings in town. This is McGruff House poster. It's in the houses of many people who can help you. And if you get into trouble and you see one of these signs in a home or a business, you can go to them and ask for 911 help. And they'll get you a police officer. That's their job, to call for help, or a fireman or an ambulance. Now, there are 5 types of policemen in Loudoun County. Deputy Piper works for the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department. There's Virginia State Police, and there's 3 towns that have policemen: Purcellville, Middleburg, and Leesburg. So it could be any one of 5 police officers that come to help you. But remember what McGruff says. Let's help take a fight out of crime. What do you think? Is that right, McGruff? Taking a bite out of crime. We need to call 911 if we need help, but that's only in an emergency. As a matter of fact, I have a special song from a friend of mine named Rappin' Rabbit that talks about how to dial 911 in emergency. And you all can sing Rappin' 911 with it too. As a matter of fact, let's listen to that song right now, and we'll have some help on stage. Okay, go ahead.
Emergency 911.
Rabbit knows what to do. In an emergency, he'll tell you.
Accidents happen anywhere. So listen to my rap and be prepared. Remember this number, 911. Help will come when you need some. If you can use a telephone, you can get help even if you're alone. But only in an emergency should you dial this number. You got me? Rabbit! Rabbit 911! Rabbit! Rabbit 911!
What is your address?
Want to better my shoe dry?
What is your name?
Rappin' Rabbit!
What is your phone number?
373-3950. My house is on fire.
Stay on the line. We'll be right over.
Tell them where you live and then your name and number and the trouble you're in.
I never thought it could happen to me, but an alarm went off. An emergency, my house was on fire. I was so scared, but I knew what to do because I was prepared. I went to the phone and dialed 911. A fire truck came with lots of firemen. They put out the fire and saved my skin and said, if you need us, just call again. Rabbit! Rabbit 911!
Come with me.
Rabbit! Rabbit 911! Now remember, this is an emergency number. Never ever dial 911 unless there's a real emergency.
If you're in danger, just call. They'll send help in no time at all. Call 911.
If your house is burning up, they will send a fire truck.
Call 911.
If a person gets sick, an ambulance will take them to the hospital. Quick!
Call 911.
If your life is in danger, police will protect you from a burglar or a stranger.
Only in an emergency should you dial this number.
I agree. Rabbit! Rabbit 911! 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 Rabbit! Rabbit 911!
All right, big round of applause for all the friends out here on the stage. Boys and girls, in front of you are all the people that helped make this show special today. We had firefighter Mike from Percival, firefighter Fred from Leesburg, firefighter Judy from Ashburn, Bert and Ernie from the Capitol Center and Sesame Street, Vince and Larry the seatbelt dummies, McGruff the crime dog, firefighter Mark from Rescue 13, Sparky the fire dog. We had lots of special guests, but we had two very special guests with us today. This is one show that we have done each year. This is our 6th year. We also have a very special thing called McGruff Safety Camp that boys and girls get to go to during the summer with the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department and Loudoun County Fire and Rescue to learn safety. A lot of you have seen us in schools before, haven't you? Yeah. Yes, we come to the schools, both the Sheriff's Department and the town police and the state and Fire and Rescue, and we talk to you about safety. We're really, really proud of our record. 2 years ago in 1990, Loudoun County was the only jurisdiction in the Council of Governments who could stand up at a meeting in 1991 and say that no one died in a fire in Loudoun County. And I thank the children and the adults all over the county for making that work. So far this year, we're doing the same thing. Let's keep it that way. We practice our safety. But every once in a while, somebody has to react in an emergency. And we have a couple of special guests here today with us. I'd like to ask Mrs. Moore to come up on stage for just a moment. I'm going to bring her up first. Mrs. Moore was working in her kitchen at Christmas time one season a couple of years ago, and her 7-year-old son had had the opportunity to attend Catoctin Elementary's 2nd grade safety class. This is Mrs. Moore. Hi, Mrs. Moore. She came here today to accept her certificate for her son. We didn't find out until by accident at Wade's radio that her son watched her as her clothes caught fire on the stove at Christmas, and while she was standing with her clothes burning, her 7-year-old son said, "Mom, stop, drop, and roll, just like you learned a minute ago." Guess what she did? She stopped, dropped, and rolled and put the fire out, didn't it? And it saved her from some serious injuries. And she thanks her son very, very much for learning safety and practicing. I'd like you to give Chris his certificate and thank him for a job well done. And I know you have to appreciate it. Thank you. Stay right here. Stay right there. Next, I want to bring up two very special people. I'm going to ask Elizabeth. You want to come on front? Elizabeth is our most recent young lady. Come here, Elizabeth. Bring Mary Ann with you. Okay? Come on up front. Elizabeth and Mary Ann, as recently as 2 weeks ago, were very, very fortunate. They happened to be sitting at their fireplace roasting marshmallows, and Mary Ann, who is a McGruff safety camp graduate, hi Mary Ann, and her sister Elizabeth and a friend were both at the fireplace when they kind of had a slight accident. Now, McGruff Safety Camp is one of the things that boys and girls get to go to during the summer. Mary Ann not only went to that, she also was at Ashburn Elementary, where we had just talked about 4 steps to safety. And two very important people are here today. I'm going to ask Lieutenant McCracken from the Sheriff's Department and Chief Bill Goldfeder from Fire and Rescue to come up here. Because of McGruff Camp and the programs that are going on in the county, boys and girls get a chance to learn about safety. It's only a part of your school program. Because of gentlemen like this who allow these programs to go on, we can continue to help save boys and girls and adults all over the county. Chief, this is for Mary Ann. Now let me tell you what happened. When Elizabeth fell into the fireplace, as you can see, she still has some bandages on her burns. She could have been very, very seriously hurt. But her sister pulled her from the fireplace to keep her from getting hurt. Her mom, who had started to, it's a good story. Her mom had run over to try and wrap her in clothes just in case her clothes and hair had caught fire. But Mary Ann said, no, Mom, stop, drop, and roll, and we have to cool the burn with cool water. So they immediately went over and cooled it with cool water. And because of their quick actions, Mary Ann and her mom, Elizabeth only has minor burns to her arm, 1st and 2nd degree burns. And they'll heal. And she's a happy little girl, aren't we, Elizabeth? Proud of her sister. Very proud, as we all are. Chief, if you and Officer McCracken here, Lieutenant McCracken, would give Mary Ann a certificate. The certificate says to Mary Ann Bergen, presentation of certificate of recognition for her quick action in saving her sister from serious injury on November 9th, 1992. It's just like the certificate we gave Chris a moment ago and his quick actions for helping reduce injuries to his mom. Mary Ann, that's a certificate for you.
Very proud of what you did.
Thank you. You want to shake the hand? There we go. There you go. We were real proud. The guys from Ashburn Volunteer Fire Company were there with a fire truck that day a couple weeks ago, weren't we? And talked about 4 steps to safety. We even did some fire safety magic that day, remember? I want to thank them especially for bringing by Mrs. Bergen and the grandparents for bringing the girls here. Some very special people on stage, and to finish up the show today, I want to bring a couple of special people up. Did WAGE get here? Did Anita or anyone make it here? I don't see anyone here yet. Wage Radio helped put this program together, so I have a certificate of recognition for Wage Radio for their continued support of life safety education in Loudoun County. Mr. Starzinski. Whoop, where's he at? Come on down front, Mr. Starzinski. You guys have to meet the gentleman who's the principal of Loudoun County High School. Some of you will come here one day soon. And this is the guy who let us use his big room today and didn't charge us a penny. Wasn't that nice of him? Give him a big round of applause. From our office, a certificate of recognition for their continued support. We appreciate that, sir. Oops. A couple of years ago, 5 years, where's Deputy Ed? He's around here. Ed will remember when we first came up with this concept of McGruff Safety Camp, we kind of formed a team, a public education team, and it's only because of Sheriff Isom's continued support and Chief Goldfeder's that we continue with safety education. This is for the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department from Loudoun Fire and Rescue for your continued support to our safety programs. Did Bill McGann make it here? Were you here, Bill? Okay, Bill didn't make it. Mr. Dunning, I'll see to it they get certificates. Mr. Dunning is the person who allowed us to utilize all his audiovisual equipment here today, and Mr. McGann who helped us produce the documents that you had to take home from school the next day or so. And last but not least, a very special lady from Capitol Center. Where is she hiding? Come on, Nancy. Where are you at? Nancy, come on down front. Nancy Osheroff from Loudoun Capital Center, who is also responsible for the Patriot Center as well, helped us in acquiring Bert and Ernie's people to come here today from Sesame Street and make a special trip, and we have a certificate for them for helping us in life safety education in Loudoun County. Nancy, thank you very much. Big round of applause for the Capital Center. Okay, let me, there's a microphone right over here. Oh, let me get it. I had it here somewhere. There it is. Okay. You're live, sir.
People like myself and the sheriff pretty much spend most of our time behind a desk doing planning and meeting with people. It's people like J.B. Anderson, Ed Pfeiffer, and the other, especially our volunteers and stuff that are here today that make these programs work. So this is probably a good shot in letting you see exactly what county government does for you. We appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you, J.B. Excellent job.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Have you had fun today, boys and girls? You had a very special treat with our special guests today who helped us with safety, and we certainly appreciate them showing up. Please be careful going home. Don't forget seat belts, smoke detectors, stop, drop, and roll. 2 ways out of your home. Cool to burn if you get it. And what number do we dial for emergencies only? 911. I've had a good time. I know many of you have to get back to school. Thank you for coming today, and we hope to see you again either in schools or next year. Take care. Bye-bye, boys and girls. Big round of applause for the staff of Sesame Street. And they'll be at the back of the audience to see you as you go out, okay? So we'll let them go out the sides, and boys and girls, you can stop and visit with the characters on your way out.
What is your address? What is your name? What is your phone number?
373-3950. My house is on fire.
Stay on the line.
Tell them where you live and then your name and number and the trouble you're in. I never thought it could happen to me, but an alarm went off. An emergency, my house was on fire. I was so scared, but I knew what to do because I was prepared. I went to the phone and dialed 911. A fire truck came with lots of firemen. They put out the fire and saved my skin and said, if you need us, just call again. Grab him. 911. Grab him. Grab him. 911. Now remember, this is an emergency number. Never, ever dial 911 unless it's a real emergency. If you're in danger,